Man Show, featuring It's the Dace Man Show, featuring Gibby, Tips, Frank Ward, Frank Klein, Cheever, Zoidberg, Sir Nicholas Andrew, Chris Bompadre, Amber Gilroy. This is Travis Goss welcoming you to the Dace-tacular Dacement in Daceford, New Jersey with your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace.
What's up, Dace-tacular Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Dace Man Show. I am your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace, and joining me as always, Gibby.
Yay! I made it! Kind of, sorta. Yay!
Frank Ward.
I thought I was dead. Like, that was such a long silence that I thought, like, my computer broke. I thought Skype failed. Like, I started getting scared.
And Tits.
Yeah, I have to agree with Frank. I got a little weirded out for a minute there.
Well, if Twitch didn't have, like, a Fort Knox security, we would have been in a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Triple verification now. Plus, you have to send in a blood sample.
You could get to my bank account easier than you can Twitch. It's fucking annoying. And not to mention, eventually we'll be live on Facebook Live, but that's going through its little authentication process.
Words?
Yeah. Did anyone get a chance to look to see if the stream sounds okay? Because
Be right back. That's what I'm going to go do now.
my phone's being a dick.
Yeah, hold on.
I mean, granted, we probably should keep talking, but
No, we don't want to do that! So, how's it going, guys?
Oh, shit. Everything sucks right now. The only positive thing that's happened to me in the last 4 days is the Vikings winning.
Bullshit.
That's the only positive thing that's happened to me.
Bullshit. Bullshit!
But, yeah.
I got crushed in fantasy again. I'm like
Me
so
too.
competing for the nom this year. It's depressing.
I got beat by a guy who's not paying attention to his lineup. So, how do you think I feel?
Also, I think we're good.
okay, cool. Maybe eventually we'll get on Facebook. Anyway, so the cool thing is, on my drive down to DC, which is normally a 2.5-hour drive, which turned into a 5-hour drive because everybody on the East Coast forgot to fucking know how to drive.
Jesus.
It's the left one that goes, right?
There was 4 accidents. I was 10 minutes away from this warehouse, and it took me an hour to get there. I was so pissed.
I would have lost my mind.
But I did get to listen to the radio, which is something I rarely do. But apparently they announced the nominees for this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Is it me?
No, unless you're Stevie Nicks.
No.
Or
don't think
Janet Jackson.
Close.
Really?
Closer. A lot closer. I show my boobs a lot.
Seeing?
Yeah.
But they were on the list. Janet Jackson made her first, or no, Stevie Nicks made her first appearance as a solo artist, up for a first-time nomination. Also, Radiohead's on there,
Ew.
Rage Against the Machine, and a bunch of other people I didn't really know. Which is not fair, because you guys might know them.
Woohoo!
I'm trying to Google the list, because they just announced it today. But I thought it was weird that Janet...
One of them was the Rolling Stones. Anyone ever heard of them?
They're already in the Hall of Fame. Like, that's an obvious one.
The
They
Cure,
probably
Def
created it.
Leppard.
Def Leppard. That was they were the first time on the ballot as well.
Yep. The Cure's been on. This is their second nomination. Devo, whoever Devo is.
Crack that whip!
Yeah.
Oh, that's them.
Ow!
I just remember seeing the commercials for like the Love the 80s CDs or something that would always go through those songs and would just show that little bit of Whip It and then move on. John Prine, Kraftwerk.
That Kraftwerk, I think, is an EDM thing. I think that's what they were explaining.
That would explain why this is their 5th nomination. LL Cool J.
Yeah.
MC5.
Another
What?
EDM thing, I think.
Rage Against the Machine, Radiohead, Roxy Music, Rufus and the Shaka Khan. Rufus and Shaka Khan, not the Shaka Khan.
That was one that they debated about heavily. because they have like an R&B feel, but at the same time they're not really rock and roll, but they are integral to how rock and roll happened. They sing that song that "Tell Me Something Good."
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's the only popular one I knew, and the one that they use as an example.
It's not a good sign if they only got one song.
And then Todd Rundgren and the Zombies.
Todd Rundgren, I heard, is from the Philadelphia area, and
really?
he was big on like producing, but he also has songs.
You know so many things right now. I'm impressed with your knowledge.
I was stuck in traffic for a while.
It's so smart.
And
Hey, speaking...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, the Zombies also sing that song, "Time of the Season." I don't know if that's the name of the song, but Eminem sampled it.
Cool.
Yeah.
They had another song that I knew of, but I can't. Google's not cooperating now. Because if you just search zombies, evidently there's a lot of other things that come up. Who would have thought?
The Walking Dead season 9 spoilers.
No.
I guarantee it. That's one of the things that popped up. Dickhead.
Who actually watches that show? Dickhead.
Like 27 million people. Do you know how many people watch Star Trek Discovery? Zip.
12?
Gibby doesn't even watch it because he still refuses to pay for it.
Exactly.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I have no idea what song I was thinking of. But back to Stevie Nicks real quick. She's now I think she was touring with a band, but do you know who? Did they say who? 'Cause I heard she was with somebody else.
No, she was doing a Fleetwood Mac tour.
No. She was covering for somebody else. Obviously, I wouldn't be thinking Fleetwood Mac.
Tom Petty? That might just be a
Yes.
guess. Is it really?
No. Yes.
Huh.
She's
Knowledge.
heading the Heartbreakers. Yeah.
Huh. That'd be interesting.
Heartbreakers. Yeah, because I don't remember who told me that, but I was really floored by it. So I don't know if they're touring though, or if she was just like helping out. Cause what? I don't know.
That would be... I would actually see that.
Stevie Nicks would maybe quit Fleetwood Mac for the Heartbreakers. This was 4 years ago. Okay, evidently my source is worse than Gibby's for his gaming news. Holy shit.
Damn. That was damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think I might have been lied to, because I'm not seeing any hit that's actually confirming, like, other than maybe she did a couple like co-op tours with Tom Petty, because she hung out with Tom Petty a lot. It looks like.
Yeah, I think she did some collaborations with him too.
Yeah, so maybe that's what the person who told me thought of.
Mm-hmm.
But if she makes it in, she's the first female 2-time Hall of Famer.
When you don't fact check.
What does
And
that mean?
good for her.
That means she's already in there with Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, so to get in solo
Yeah.
Oh.
as well.
Like I think all the Beatles have gone in as solo artists, and the Beatles. And then who's the other person? I don't know, but those were the ones that stuck out. Anyway, I thought it was interesting that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ballot is out there. I wouldn't vote for anyone. I noticed the glaring absence of Weird Al Yankovic. He should clearly be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
He made Nirvana. Just saying.
He did.
What kind of criteria, though, do they have to get nominated, though?
You had to have a record within 25 years. Like your first, a record. Yeah, your first record had to release 25 years ago.
Okay, so if you're not that old, then you don't have a chance yet?
True. And I think there was a couple people who came up for nomination that didn't get nominated. Like Soundgarden could have been up this year. Because they talked about how Soundgarden being omitted was a little weird since Chris Cornell passed away.
Yeah.
And then they said 3 other ones.
Is it 25 years after that record or 25 years starting?
Record, I think. I think they have to have a record out.
But like,
Man, Radiohead's
can they be
been around that
nominated
long?
for a song that was within like 10 years, but their first record was in 25? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I mean, yeah, they probably, if like they sucked the first 10 years.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm just.
I believe so.
Radiohead's been a thing for that long.
Well, I mean, the 90s weren't that far, are about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Actually, 2000 is almost 20 years ago.
In fact, 2000 was 18 years ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
right?
Map
Yeah.
skills. Radiohead formed in 1985.
Yeah.
What?
So obviously they
So-
sucked for the first 10 years.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because Creep didn't come out till 93. And I'm assuming nobody cares what they did other than Creep ever, so...
That's all I know.
Woohoo!
Actually, probably, yeah, for the first, 7 years they didn't do anything, and then Creep was their big hit, and then after that, nobody cared again. But yet, that's enough to get you nominated to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So
So,
weird.
how about that?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind
Well-
of easy to get in. You just need to have one good one-hit wonder, and you're set.
At-
You'll eventually get in.
Out of that list, only 5 will go in this year. So just because they were nominated doesn't mean they're necessarily going in.
Yeah.
Because it goes up to popular vote, and then it goes up to a board vote. And I think the board is Elton John, Springsteen. I'm going to say Paul McCartney. I feel like that's the thing he would be in.
Yeah.
But they're going to do a public vote, so I could see Janet Jackson taken away this year. Just if
Yeah.
if she pushes it hard to hey, vote for me. Because also from a business standpoint with this Hall of Fame, they need a headliner for the concert they do for the class of 2019 or whatever it's going to be. Last year's headliner was Bon Jovi.
Okay, yeah.
So I can't see Radiohead being the headliner. Or Rage Against the Machine. Actually, none of them, but maybe Janet Jackson.
No, I could see it being Stevie Nicks.
Possibly, yeah.
Because Stevie Nicks just did the iHeartRadio fest, and Fleetwood Mac is doing their 18th farewell tour.
But I think she would have to play Stevie Nicks songs.
I mean, I'm sure she could still do both.
I guess.
Either way, it's still she still has enough to be able to do both. So it's probably going to be, if they put her in there, it'll probably be Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. If Janet Jackson doesn't win, I really feel like they're going to use Janet Jackson to bring in people who don't usually watch that, aka my dad. It's the only one I ever seen watch that fucking concert. Or LL Cool J.
Yeah, go for
that
LL
would be-
Cool J. I don't know how he really follows under rock and roll, but I vote for him. I actually never listen to him. But that's just me. Yeah, you just to back about the criteria though. So a nominating committee composed of rock and roll historians select names for the performers category, blah blah, which are voted on by roughly 500 experts across the world.
I named
Those selected
3.
to vote, blah 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 blah. They're eligible for induction 25 years after the release of their first record. Criteria also include the influence and significance of the artist's contribution to any development and perpetuation of rock and roll.
Okay.
So that's how bands like Run DMC got in there and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yep. And the Shaka Khan people you were talking about too, that's why they're in the runnings for it too, right?
Yeah, because they take a lot of. I think one of the other guys you had on the list was another R&B guy that influenced a lot of the people that are already in there, or stole their music.
One or the other.
Yeah, I'd be curious if we get to a point where people like Eminem would be nominated for it, when in actuality most of the music samples so much of rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? But he's
Yeah, some
definitely
people
not
call-
rock.
Some people call it stealing, other people call it drawing inspiration from. Same thing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those guys that sample a rock song with their hits.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of do I really want one hit? Do I want Limp Bizkit in there because they did Behind Blue Eyes? Although they probably have a good case once Nookie turns 25.
I mean, they maybe, yeah. I guess they'd probably maybe be up there. Actually, speaking of how old is Nookie? I don't know if it's safe to just Google Nookie.
You've got a good point.
It was released in 1999.
So they've got another 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting there.
So give it time.
Well, I mean,
Right.
Nookie was their first popular album.
Fine, I'll do the smart search. Limp Bizkit.
I went to the Wikipedia.
Oh, you beat me?
Yeah.
I just searched Nookie and
So their first album debut was $3 bills, y'all, in '97. So they turned 20 last year. They'd be eligible in 2022. Hopefully, I'll be dead by then.
Damn. I like it though. I like it.
Right?
Goals.
Jesus.
Life goals.
97.
$3 bill, y'all.
I was 5 years old.
Randy-
Shut up. Kick
Ran-
her out.
Randy was just born.
Me too.
I
Me
win.
3.
Zoidberg was 2 years old.
Me too.
That's
I'm just
horrifying.
gonna keep pretending I was young.
Hashtag me too.
Oh, shut up, Gibby.
Huh.
Huh.
So, you know what? My mind is running because you do Wikipedia. NSYNC could be eligible the same year Limp Bizkit is.
What?
Yeah. Because wouldn't you say NSYNC? Well, I mean, it launched the career of Justin Timberlake, and who knows what fucking genre that guy is.
Yeah. Well, he's got like
He's whatever he wants to be.
Exactly.
Right. Oh my god.
That's crazy. That Limp Bizkit and NSYNC could be on the same class.
Valid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, wow, that's really weird.
Ah, man. I'm so glad I'm not in charge of that, because, like, when my dad's watching 2022 with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they're like, and this year's class consists of, oh, I don't know, NSYNC, Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, Backstreet Boys. He's going to kill himself. Shit, the Backstreet Boys could technically get in there before all them, because their first debut album was 96.
I was gonna say Limp Bizkit's 96. Not Limp Bizkit. Linkin Park.
See, I would see
Linkin Park should really get in there.
Linkin Park was 96 as well?
Yeah.
Damn.
What? 96?
That's crazy. What was that, kindergarten for us?
Yeah.
Math might be
I
off.
was 4.
Wow.
Well, no, wait. Did they actually release an album in 96?
They might
I
have.
assume so, because it says earlier it's 96 to 2000, unless they spent 4 years doing absolutely nothing.
Well, are you on their wiki?
Yeah.
The first paragraph will usually tell you what their debut album was.
High school friends, blah, blah, blah. No, I think 96 to 2000 is just when they were trying to...
Yeah, their debut album was Hybrid Theory in 2000.
In 2000.
Oh.
So they won't be up for it for a while.
I mean,
Yeah,
they should get in pretty easy.
6, 7 years.
without a doubt.
I mean,
You would think, but like
No.
Soundgarden obviously isn't nominated yet,
yeah,
so...
but no,
Good
not
point.
for nothing though. I will say, like, Soundgarden is great, but Linkin Park did do a lot within their genre and others, so I could see them getting in before Soundgarden.
Are you in a library? I feel like you're talking low.
She's done.
I have like no voice.
Oh.
What a great day to be alive.
Of course, the week we're not doing it in the basement.
Yeah.
Right?
What about Kid Rock?
I'm now going through like Wikipedia to see when everybody could, because I was curious about Stone Temple Pilots.
I'm trying to figure out when Kid Rock had his first one. It had to be in the early 90s.
The band's debut album was Core for Stone Temple Pilots in 1992. Anybody know the math on that?
That sounds like 25 years.
92. It's 26. That's how old I am.
Oh, so
Sounds like 25 years.
why aren't they in the Hall of Fame? Just saying. They should be in the Hall of Fame by now.
Are you sure they're not?
I'm down double checking before I get on my high horse. It doesn't look it.
So 1995? Kid Rock had his first album?
So he's coming up
I
soon.
lied. 1992 was his first album.
Get the hell out of here! He's eligible.
Signing with
Carnival-
Continuum Records.
Carnival of Carnage.
Okay. So
I've never heard of it.
that's a local record that you could have picked up at your local 7-Eleven in Alabama.
You know those tapes that they used to sell at like Heritage's, like right by the register?
Yeah.
Just because he put a piece of masking tape on it and said, my debut album, doesn't mean it's a debut album.
No, wait. 1990 was his first.
But that wasn't
debut.
by Kid Rock, though. It was a different name, so I don't know if that's going to, interfere
grits.
here.
It's called Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast, though.
Oh my god.
That was the name of the band or the album?
The album.
That is-
Started his professional music career as a self-taught. See, look at him, self-taught DJ and rapper
It definitely shows.
on the major record label Jive. So he could be in.
That's
All right,
scary.
guys. What
'Cause-
about the Spice Girls?
I would imagine 97.
It says their debut single is in 1996.
Damn, you were close.
So
Dave.
it's probably 96 or 97 when it probably was released on its first album.
I'm telling you, 2022, we're having a party, and we're going to watch my dad watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I can't wait to see his face.
We're gonna watch your dad break the TV.
Yeah, when
Yes.
Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and Spice Girls are the 4 or 5 gonna get it.
Oh my god. What about who did Hit Me Baby one more time?
Britney Spears.
Yeah, when the hell was her first song?
Around the
just
same
talked
time.
about it.
Probably 97.
Jive, 1997.
See? That was her album?
Before singing Jive. Oh,
Which
Jive
also
Records.
means-
Oh my
Which
god.
also means Christina Aguilera would be in that group too.
Oh yeah, Christina Aguilera is gonna be in that. Oh my god, you're gonna have so.
Or are they all eligible now as the Mouseketeers?
Oh,
I don't think they released
Uh,
albums as the Mouseketeers, though.
Yeah.
Did they? It was just a TV show or whatever.
Missed opportunity. So if you Wikipedia the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there's criticism tab, because usually everything that
Yeah.
exists has a criticisms tab now.
Yeah, that's why I didn't actually read that.
There's a 5.2, which is the Monkees controversy, and I am extremely intrigued as to what the fuck they did to the Monkees.
Hey, monkeys. Whether or not they qualified because they were a TV show.
Oh, so in
No,
June
just
2007, Monkey. Who spells monkey that way? Peter Tork complained to the New York Post that Wenner had blackballed the Monkees, commenting, quote, "He doesn't care what the rules are and just operates how he sees fit. It's abuse of power. I don't know whether the Monkees belong in the Hall of Fame, but it's pretty clear that we're not in there because of personal whim. Jan seems to have taken it harder than anyone else, and now 40 years later, everybody says, what's the big deal? Everybody else does it. Uses studio artists or backing bands. Nobody cares now except him. He feels the moral judgment in 1967 and 1968 is supposed to be served in 2007. Huh. So I guess because they didn't really do their own music?
Because, like I said, they were kind of a fake real band or something like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, they sang, right? They just didn't...
They didn't actually know how to play their instruments, though, right? Was that them? I might
Yeah.
be getting it mixed up with something else.
Because they were a TV show.
Yeah. How about I just click the link that takes me to the Monkees wiki?
Yeah.
There we go.
Huh.
Um,
The show has been dedicated to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Pretty much.
As we go through
I just
Google,
looked at the time.
yeah, as we go through Google, going, "Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that?"
Who else can we look
ooh,
up?
piece of candy. Ooh, piece of
Yeah.
candy.
So naturally, I clicked the list of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees,
I like it. I like it.
and I just want to see who last year's class was. I know Bon Jovi headlined, or maybe what did I do?
or maybe that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, my mind just sucks.
Who knows?
Come on. I need to get a mouse for this computer.
Is Pearl Jam in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I believe so. Yep,
Wait,
2017.
Wait. Is Nickelback?
No,
Nickelback wouldn't be
Ooh, that's a
eligible
good
yet,
one.
would they?
I don't think so. See, okay, so last year's class was Bon Jovi, The Cars, Dire Straits, the Moody Blues, and Nina Simone.
Who?
I don't know who that last one was.
How about STP?
No,
We
they are
already
not.
talked about STP. STP was just eligible last year and they're not in yet.
I need someone to look up Nickelback.
I'm getting there. Hold your shit.
Thank you.
They formed 1996.
So they'll be eligible soon.
Curb and the State.
What about Creed?
Jesus Christ.
That was after it.
I am not your personal
Did it?
Google.
Yes,
Tools got to be pretty close to coming in.
They don't deserve to be in it.
you are. Jeez, tell me how you really feel.
I dislike Tool.
Actually-
Creed was formed in 93.
Are the Beastie Boys in?
Creed is
No,
eligible.
No, they didn't release My Own Prison until 97.
Oh.
Yes, the Beastie Boys went in 2012 alongside Guns N' Roses.
What about Goo Goo Dolls?
That was actually my next one. Really, Guns N' Roses got in? Don't they only have one album? Or two?
One good one.
And they got in.
Tool is
Interesting.
eligible this year.
Ugh,
Because Undertow released in 93.
that's terrible.
So, anyway, is this the whole show? We're just going to go through...
It
Yeah,
seems
we're
that
gonna
way.
keep going through it. We're
Yeah.
just gonna keep doing it.
Just asking.
Green Day?
Goo Goo Dolls had a greatest hits in 2007.
Green Day's got to be close to be if they're not in.
Gross.
Green Day is currently not in, but I would guarantee they're eligible. Probably the Offspring too.
No,
I
Green
don't-
Day might. I think.
don't-
I think their first one came out in '93.
Mm,
My question is, do you think Eminem will make it?
are you just rehashing a conversation we had 10 minutes ago?
No,
Yes.
I just
Like how he brought up
googled the
STP.
fucking top performers in the '90s. I'm just going down them.
I hate you.
And obviously ignored the entire
Yes.
point where we said Eminem might be in there because he samples the music. Dick.
Michael Jackson. He's
Alright.
got to be in there.
So Green Day,
Uh,
their first studio album came out 1990.
'91.
It's very...
Well, that's their second album,
Vague.
Kerplunk.
Oh.
Is
Yeah, so Green Day's eligible.
the only one that has a letter or a number in his name? Is Prince in it?
What?
I wouldn't. I mean, you're stating ones that are obvious.
But is he in it?
Yeah, I would assume so. Well, I don't have it up anymore. I went to Green Day.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm
just
backtracking.
saying, he would seem like he'd go
Backtracking.
put them in there.
Hey, what about Jimmy Buffett?
I hope AIDS Burger is in there. AIDS Burger in paradise. I don't think Prince
Offspring-
is.
Offspring's eligible. If they're not in.
God.
Oh, Prince went in 2004.
Did Buffett go in ever?
Jimmy, God damn it, Jimmy Buffett is currently not in there.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, he
That dude
inducted
is like-
the Eagles in '98, but he's not in
That
there.
dude is like 80 years old and still touring and can't get in the rock and roll
He's-
Hall of Fame.
He just tours around singing Margaritaville for like 3 hours. What?
He actually doesn't. I've seen him the past 3 summers, and he
Well-
actually performs a lot of stuff.
Dave
Yeah,
Matthews
Margaritaville.
Band.
15.
They are not in there.
Oh. Who's the guy? Who's the singer of Pink Floyd?
Roger Waters.
Is he in there? I'm assuming Pink Floyd has to be in there, but is Roger Waters in? 'Cause I know he does his own
Pink
stuff.
Floyd creeps me the hell out.
Roger Waters is in there with Pink Floyd for '96, and that's it. He's not there by
What
himself.
about Journey?
Wow, he's not
Journey went
there
in
for the
last year,
film.
or
Holy
2017.
shit. Don't worry, Snoop Dogg will get in soon.
He's probably eligible. He was like 90, if not late 80s.
Oh, there's a whole... I don't know if you're on this website. There's a website just called notinhalloffame.com.
Oh. Hey, fucking Tupac is in there.
Are you fucking kidding me? I passed him. I was like, there's no way he's in there.
He was inducted by Snoop Dogg. Because I did the control. I'm doing Control F on Wikipedia, and Snoop Dogg came up as the inductor for Tupac Shakur.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
How about
guys,
Bon
you wanna know a
Jovi?
funny story?
Bon Jovi
spent
was
a half
last year's
hour talking-
headliner.
We spent a half hour talking about this.
I know, that's when I asked if
We're
this was
going
the whole
past
show.
that. We're going past it. Don't worry about
Gibby doesn't have a lot for
Well,
gaming news.
with
it.
Gibby's
I think it's-
memory,
No.
he
but
just
it's
keeps
okay.
bringing up names we already said. So we're in like an endless loop.
Is Ozzy in there twice?
Black Sabbath, you mean? And then
Yeah.
Black Sabbath went in 2006. Ozzy is not in there by himself yet.
Wow.
They're probably surprised he's lasted this long.
I'm surprised. Oh my God! Ranked top at number 80, Weird Al Yankovic.
He should be number 1. The man has been performing for 40 years.
Holy shit!
Has he really?
Yeah, his
Yeah,
first
he's
album
been-
was like 80.
Really?
No, I think it's before that. It wasn't in this. I think it was.
He did a lot of songs from the 70s. Hold on, now I can't believe I don't know this.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm pretty sure it's before that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jethro
Their
Tull's
comedy
not in the
song
Hall
in
of Fame?
1976.
Was the first song.
First song, yeah.
His first album. It is a travesty that he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He has clearly revolutionized music.
I
clearly.
unfortunately feel like he has to die in order to get nominated.
So his first album was 1983, and it was called Weird Al.
Wow.
Really? So he did a bunch of singles then, huh?
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense for what he was doing.
I think he appeared a lot on the Dr. Demento shit records. So like he would do a song and it would appear on whatever the Dr. Demento fucking comedy hour or whatever.
Woo!
But that is definitely a man who is like if you look at half
Everyone-
of the YouTube
everyone talks
videos.
about
Yeah, and
Everyone talks about it.
half the YouTube videos are doing what he did best.
Yeah.
By doing parodies. He's the
a
guy who
fucking
took it and fucking
god.
ran with it.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking god.
And you know what? As a precursor, if fucking Frank Zappa's in there, he definitely deserves to be in there.
Is Frank Zappa in there?
That's what I'm looking at.
Willie Nelson's
Frank
not in there.
Zappa, 1995. So the fact that Weird Al Yankovic is not in there yet is a damn travesty.
It is. No, they can have him headline.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
And I will go
I'd
and see the concert.
I was gonna say, I almost feel like I'd have to go there.
Well,
For that.
they perform in New York. So
I'll take the train. Let's go.
absolutely. Anyway, I guess that's a lot for fucking
A gaming show.
the newest segment, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, so I guess I'm stalling because I don't know where the fuck your theme is.
Woohoo!
All right,
Baby show.
time
Baby
for
show.
gaming news with Gibby. Nope, you're not gonna open. It's cool. Just do your thing.
Nope.
I fucked that up. Just go.
All right. My first story, I'm pretty sure I didn't talk about last week. I'm pretty sure I just sent it to Dace because I was highly upset on this one. Blizzard will no longer offer employees a holiday plan, a lucrative end-of-year bonus program, according to Activision Blizzard 2018 proxy statement. Instead, a rep said on Thursday, integrate that money into base salary of the employees. The program was instituted before Activision Blizzard merger, according to GameSpot.
I have no idea what this has to actually do with gaming.
So, Gibby is the first gamer in history that is sad that the developers are not making money. Like, I think it's the first time I've ever heard a consumer go, damn it, they need to pay their employees more! Even though,
People too.
yeah, even though it's going to probably make my price go up.
No, what's going to happen is because of it, it's going to make the programmers and stuff say, fuck it, and not work as hard, so I feel like their game quality is going to go down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it really quality when you came out with one original game and got 20 years?
I don't care. Keep producing StarCraft. I'll keep buying the shit.
Well, maybe that's why they didn't give out their bonuses. Like, look, guys, bonuses are based on creativity, and we've been making World of Warcraft for 30 years. So
they made two new games in the past couple years. They made Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm,
based on characters from the original series. So your creativity, guys, is just not there.
Well, it's building on the brand, but yeah, I can kind of understand where you're coming from there.
They didn't push out anything new. The only reason they're catching...
Actually, Overwatch is another new game they came out with.
Again, that was the first idea in, 20 years?
Well, I would say Hearthstone's new.
But isn't it a card game based on the characters from the other three?
No, not really. There's a couple cards that go... No, not even really, no.
Okay.
It's really kind of standalone. I mean, it's sort of set in the Warcraft universe, sort of. The expansions, for some reason, are directly linked to it, but the cards aren't, like, directly linked to the game, per se.
Alright, you got me. When did that come out?
4 years ago? No. Trying to be nowhere than that. 3 years ago?
Still 20-year gap.
Yeah.
For our creativity.
And they also have Destiny.
I feel like they didn't... Well, is that them, or is that a different developer that they just...
Well, it's Activision.
They bought out Destiny.
Blizzard is the one that runs the online piece of it.
Yeah, so Blizzard is taking credit.
Well, it's Blizzard Activision.
It's Blizzard servers, Activision's creativity.
Yeah, no, sorry, Gibby. Destiny was not them.
Anyway.
And then, you know what they did? They looked at it and went, you know what you guys need? More Warcraft characters in it. You should totally put some Warcraft characters in it.
Exactly.
It's in space. All right, put some Terran in it.
I have two Sony newses. Sony.
Newses. I liked it.
Yeah, that's what I was liking.
Sony Interactive Entertainment has filed a lawsuit against a California-based hacker who has reportedly been hacking and modding consoles since 2006.
Wow.
In the Central District Court of California, Sony alleged the defendant Eric David Scales has sold, offered to sell, marketed, and distributed jailbroken PS4 consoles complete with pirated games. Scales is accused of also offering jailbreaking services for both the PS3 and PS4 consoles on his websites.
It took them 12 years to find this guy, and he had a website?
So, I'm not going to read you the whole article, but I read it because I was kind of blown away. Apparently, when you buy one from him, he gives you instructions on how to download games for free. So, like, you get any of the AAA titles or whatever for fucking free.
So what you're saying is this guy basically looked at Sony and told them to go fuck themselves.
Mm-hmm. And apparently, in order to catch him, Sony had to buy 2 PlayStations from this guy before they could actually. I was fucking dying when I read that. I'm like, why did you need to buy 2? One wasn't good enough.
They forgot what they were doing the first time, just got excited, like, oh, I got a new PlayStation. Wait a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're getting it for basically willfully violating the Privacy Act. I forget what the hell the 2 Privacy Acts were. One was a global one was actually in the United States.
Wow.
They're going after him. They're not actually saying how much they're going after him, but they're going after him.
That's hilarious.
The sadder part, it took them 12 fucking years to figure this out. And 2 PlayStations.
Yeah, I was going to say, the sadder part is they put money into this.
Yeah. 12 years and 2 of his PlayStations before they figured out, like, he's doing something illegal.
He's doing a bad thing. We should stop him.
He's taking money from us. Bastard!
Oh, God.
And then in other Sony news, Sony has indicated it is in the midst of creating the follow-up to the PlayStation 4.
Oh, man.
Speaking in an interview with Financial Times, company president Kiricho Yoshida
I'm impressed you didn't butcher that as bad.
said, at this point, what I can say, it's necessary to have a next generation hardware, but stopped short of outright saying a PlayStation 5 is in development. The statement isn't exactly a surprise, given that Sony is constantly thinking about new hardware, and another PlayStation is all but guaranteed after the success of the PlayStation 4. So that's going to be kind of interesting. The PlayStation 4 is now 5 years old. Had it been released in 2013. I did not realize the PlayStation was that old.
Makes sense. It's about when I got a big boy job and was able to afford one.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 because it was when I was still working at Best Buy.
Yeah, traditionally, PlayStation platforms have a life cycle of around 6 years.
You say 60?
6.
Oh.
So.
I mean, it could have 60 if they weren't greedy.
Yeah, so.
What are they going to upgrade? They're going to make 4K gaming?
They're going to do 4K gameplay because, because the PS4 Pro did 4K video, right?
Yes. I think it had like a 4K player, but I don't think the games
it had
could.
the ability to do 4K streaming. So what they're most likely going to do is introduce 4K gameplay, which is great and all, except for the fact that no games are being mastered in 4K right now, so it's essentially pointless.
She says that, but game creators won't actually make it in 4K until there's actually a system to actually play it. So
PCs can have 4K.
There are some games out there that are 4K on the PC.
Yeah, but not enough.
Because there's not enough market for it. It's supply and demand. Supply and fucking demand. Basic business.
Move on.
Yeah, nerd.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't care that the horses in Red Dead Redemption 2 are going to have atomically or what the fuck's the word?
They're going to have a penis.
They're going to have...
Is that the word? Penis?
Balls that sway due to the movement of the horse.
Totally necessary.
I like how it took all your words away on everybody.
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
I was still just thinking penis.
Yeah, the balls on the horse are going to be anatomically correct. That's the word I was looking for. They will sway as they move. So you have that to look forward to in Red Dead Redemption 2. That is the progression of the fucking systems. Balls.
Yep. You run out of point of like, what other details can we add in? How about horse balls? My man.
That's what I'm saying. Like 4K gaming, it is. Just
they
keep going.
have already rendered leaves enough. It's time for genitalia to make
not
its
like
debut.
PUBG can render grass.
The new PS4 has created an Elite-style controller that's now available. The default version costs you $170.
What?
Jesus.
The controller is
made of gold,
gray with black accents, plus yellow rings around the analog sticks. But like other offerings, you can customize the colors of nearly every part of the controller.
Okay,
from the faceplate and the buttons to the D-pad, analog sticks, custom design. Scuff Vantage controllers cost an additional $30.
So they built a Lego controller.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Is the colorization the only reason it's the PlayStation? Like, the only reason it's their Elite controller? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna just I'm gonna call bullshit on Sony right now. Because as much as I don't think Xboxes are better, at least their Elite controller had some crazy customization options with buttons and movable removing parts and stuff like that.
What he just said you could do with this controller is it's going to have...
Yeah, you can
I thought he only said colors. I couldn't hear him.
No, it says you can change the buttons and analog sticks and stuff like that. It's modeled after the Xbox Elite controller.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Xbox Elite controller had removable toggles. You could add extra triggers and things like that. But that was also a lot less money than this one.
Does it have the durability to not break, but at the same time not break your television?
Probably not.
You throw it and it immediately deploys an airbag.
Yep. Saving both your LED as well as the controller. Because nobody wants to spend another $1,000 on shit.
I like it. Spider-Man. For a AAA game, the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man has one of the highest platinum trophy completion rates ever. As of writing this article, it's sitting at 10.2%, so about 1 in 10 players who pick up the game are grabbing every trophy for it.
Never going to do the camera trophy. They can suck my dick.
How tell us how you really feel, Dace?
I'm not going to go around New York City and take pictures of stuff that you could take pictures of in the real New York City. Stupid.
The next major PS4 one is Horizon Zero Dawn at 6.9. Followed by God of War at 5.5, Until Dawn at 2.9, and Persona 5 at 2.4. So it's got a pretty good lead.
I'll give him credit. I mean, I've got all but like 2, and it was 2 that I went, I'm not doing that. So I mean,
yes, Persona 5.
No, I mean the trophies in Spider-Man.
Oh.
I got all but like 2 of them. And the one's stupid, and the other one was stupid as well. So I just didn't feel like doing it.
I like it.
But it doesn't
that's
mean...
a perfect reason not to.
It might not happen as I'm doing the add-on shit. I might accidentally do it while doing that. Although I'm not taking the goddamn pictures. Like, there's one where you have to take secret pictures.
Secret time?
Yeah.
All your pictures?
Yeah, well, like, you're supposed to take secret pictures of landmarks in New York that weren't listed as the mission that you had to do at the beginning of the game. And it's like, no. Fuck you. So I didn't do it.
What he said.
I agree.
And most of the people that did do it probably went on YouTube and watched other people do it. And that, to me, is just sad.
I like it.
Hashtag sad.
I agree.
Hashtag I need a picture of that goddamn bus stop.
Essentially.
I need a picture of it, man.
Sad.
I agree.
Sad. He's a loser.
Is it as sad as Tobey Maguire was in the third Spider-Man?
No.
Oh, so sad.
Sadder.
Oh, wow.
So sad.
Alright, I guess I can skip through a couple of these.
Probably ones that we care about.
Yeah, well, probably not. Pokemon Go.
Yes!
Gen 4
And that's
starters.
all we have for tonight. We'll see you guys next week.
Gen 4 starters from...
Sinnoh.
She said. Confirmed. Apparently you're getting a glimpse of Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. God, they are fucking ridiculous with these names.
We are getting Gen 4 on Halloween. Well, for the Halloween event.
Cool.
Yeah. Vast new world is waking up upon us. Voiceover says, with more to explore than we could ever imagine. I need a beer. Jesus Christ.
Cool.
They need to make it that the quests for these special fucking things are retroactive. Because I don't feel like doing another evolution of Sunkern or Gloom when I've already done it. Not to mention hatching 9 eggs.
You didn't hatch the 9 yet? That's not that hard.
I just got it today. Of course, when I'm not going to go to Red Bank.
I had 8 incubators at one time, so I was able to hatch them really fast.
Monday, I hatched all 9 when we were there.
Oh.
And then I got all my new eggs today, and it was like, oh, you have to work in... So I'm just going to walk around the warehouse all day tomorrow and not help anybody.
Sounds like a plan.
Just sorry, can't help you catching Pokemon. Sorry.
Yep, gotta hit 10K. Once I get there, I'm good.
See, I got burned by the Gyarados quest.
I'm almost
because nobody told me that you had to evolve Magikarp into Gyarados, and I had done it like a month before. And then they did the Johto event, and then they did another one, and then Magikarp just stopped showing up, and then I had to just walk with that thing for like 60,000 kilometers.
What she said.
Cool.
And that's pretty much all I got. The rest of my stories aren't the greatest. More like filler.
I'm just really happy we're getting Gen 4.
I'm not, but I actually really don't care.
I did think it was interesting because where I get my gaming news, I get it from Snapchat. And this annoying bitch that is like a half-baked Olivia Munn.
Bitch.
She's baked, yo. She's baked.
And apparently, because of how well Spider-Man's doing, we're going to get more Marvel games now for console.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like Spider-Man was a test, which obviously passed. And I hope we get like the Insomniac game like Spider-Man, but with like other characters. Because that'd be badass.
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, that
would be
pretty
interesting.
badass.
Like, could you imagine like, okay, this year it's Iron Man. The next year it's Black Panther and Wakanda for whatever reason.
Not.
But like you get, and then all of a sudden you're the Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe.
I watched a guy rip apart Black Panther.
Was it Cartman?
No, it took him literally almost 2.5 hours to rip apart it. It was fucking hilarious.
Did he
Was
rip?
it giving?
Did he rip it apart minute by minute?
Dude, it was like he had so many good points, and I'm just dying laughing because he's like supposed to be like the most evolved fucking country on the planet, yet it uses fucking spears. I was just like, damn.
So
They got fucking spears who can take out a tank. You couldn't make a fucking gun.
South Park absolutely killed me when Cartman was sitting at the table talking to Token's parents, and he's like, "Yeah, it's the most original pilot or most original plot since The Lion King when they did it." And I went, "Oh my god, it is!"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was
And
glad
also-
South Park said it, so I can say it now.
Yeah, and then the other thing that irritates the shit out of me, it's the first black superhero.
It's not.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Blade was a much better movie, even though
Blade
the CGI
finally
was
went
terrible.
On, Blade went on Netflix. I put it on my to watch list.
Oh, as soon as we hang up this call, that's what I'm watching when I go to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, dude, I want to watch that. Are all of them on or just the first one?
I know Blade 2 is, and
Or
Blade,
Blade
1.
2, yeah.
I don't know if Blade Trinity's on there.
I gotta watch all three of them again. That's a great series, great trilogy.
Not to mention,
I agree.
Damon Wayans' Blank Man was an amazing superhero. If you've never seen that movie, I have it, and you should borrow it.
I think I've seen it. Well, I've seen it like a long time ago. Like, it rings a bell. I don't know if I actually watched it or if I just heard of it.
He does that weird voice the whole time, and then David Allen Greer is his like brother, who's an actual cop, that he eventually convinces to be a superhero with him. It's the greatest.
Wow,
He is the greatest superhero of all time.
I
still
like
have to
it.
watch Split. I have all this time now. I might as well watch this.
I have to watch Split too.
Split is so
I have
good.
it. I have it, so you can't. Unless you want to come cuddle.
I'm not much of a cuddler.
I'll wait. Oh, well, never mind then. You're uninvited. It's cuddle or bust.
That's hurtful.
Hey, them's the rules.
But it's 9 o'clock, so let's go around the horn and hear what everybody else has got going on. Gibby, we'll start with you.
Please email me, guys, at the dacemanshow@gmail.com. I will then promptly tell the Daceman that we got an email and he needs to respond.
It's accurate.
Very, very good at it. You guys can also watch us every Thursday. We do D&D. I'm trying to kill Dan Raup. It will eventually happen.
Me too. I thought he was gonna have a heart attack today, though.
Right now, my plant baby has got him
Oh
in
my
the ass.
God. He had
So I think I'm winning.
he has an ass mushroom because he ate a mushroom 2 weeks ago. A mushroom grew out of his ass and it attacked the entire group. And currently, Dan Raup and an enemy are attached to it, and Gibby is not.
What?
Yeah, because he would take the tentacles and shove them up Dan's ass and the enemy's ass, and now
They had to cut me out of it, so I'd stop because apparently I have a psychic link with it when I was attached to it.
Yeah, so like kind of think of the movie Venom, but if it was made in the 1940s.
I really don't think fucking...
So it's like a cross between Venom and Little Shop of Horrors?
A little bit, but instead of like the symbiote merging inside and being like a kind of cool transformation, it's literally a tentacle coming up Dan Ralph's ass.
Feed me, Gibby, feed me.
I don't think Cheever realized what power he gave me when he first did it, because my first turn, all I did was like, I'm powering up. That was my entire move. And then my next move is I attacked a dead person.
Oh my god.
And then and then Dan pissed me off, so I said I wanted to put a tentacle up his ass, and then he gave me the power of controlling people. And then my next move was to take an enemy.
And then I detached him from the mushroom, and now we left that episode where Dan and the enemy are still attached to it. So you have to tune in Thursday to find out what happens to them.
Oh
that was like the best fucking thing ever. I was like, this is amazing.
Also,
yeah, I'm a drunken sailor when I play that game. It's great.
The episode opened with me and Randy, me killing Randy, or me knocking her unconscious.
That was fucking hilarious. Cheever goes, all right, what happened? Fucking Dace goes, I took blah 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 damage and he's just like, okay.
And we kind of left her unconscious for a little while, and then we eventually revived her when we had to go into battle.
Oh my god.
Hey, wake up. We gotta fight people.
Yeah. Apparently, guys, I can't do stairs. I don't fucking get them. Fucking every stairs I came across, I fell.
Yeah, so you can turn in Thursday and see all this madness.
What the fuck?
Frank Ward, what do you got going on?
Oh, hi. Closing my corner that we didn't get to. Also, follow me on Twitter at the Dace Man Show, where recently I tweeted at Dickies Jeans, seeing if they'll sponsor me for life, because Wrangler Jeans ignored me, so I'll see if Dickies responds. And if they don't, I'll go to Levi's. Or we'll find somebody who loves jeans as much as I do.
All right.
That's all. That's I saw a Dickies commercial on TV, and I'm like, yeah, they're all about promoting doing things in jeans. So I tweeted them the picture of me after the mud run in jeans, saying that Wrangler ignored me.
All right. Tits, what do you got going on?
I'm trying to breathe through my nose, and it's not working, so nothing.
I mean,
why'd you show up? You could have just stayed off the show. We all would have been just as happy.
Oh, okay, on to me. Check out Facebook.com/The Dace Man Show, where we're usually live on it. Also, if you're watching here on Twitch.tv/Dace Man and Friends, please give us a heart. Subscribe if you dare. Like he said, Thursdays, we are here doing D&D. I'm hoping that I play Mega Man 11 again tomorrow. Last Wednesday was the first stream of a video game we've done in almost 6 months, I think. So I'm going to try to do Mega Man 11 again this Wednesday, and then maybe Friday doing WWE 2K19 and doing the story mode, which will be fun. Beat some of these games before I get too much of a backlog.
All right.
Other than that, we have an Instagram at The Dace Man Show. I have a Twitter at The Dace Man. We've probably got a lot of stuff. 2019 will be our year. But
calling it 2 months early, too. Like, yeah, we're just going to wrap it up.
It's a wash. But we will be here every Tuesday, every Thursday. That's a guarantee. Wednesday, we did it once. Let's see if we can do it twice. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm totally going to fuck up the outro because, one job. Is it playing? Is it doing it? What the hell is groove?
No idea what you're talking about.
Are you playing? You're playing. Okay. For the few.
For my chickens.
For the proud.
Roosters.
And for the Dace-tacular.
And the whales.
Thank you guys for tuning in. As a heads up, next week will be a remote show as well.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's what happens. And we will see you next Tuesday.